everyone, it's Sharana from payorwait, and today I'm going to be reviewing and recapping from Season 3, Episode 1. This season picks up 3 days after where we left off in the finale, after Boy was able to use the torch to destroy the music box, which released Mari, Randall, and Julie. And then we see in the shocking conclusion of the Season 2 finale that Tabitha wakes up. After she got pushed by that little boy in the white, she wakes up in the real world, okay? So we pick up where we left off, where Tabitha is basically, she is woken up. This is 3 days after the events that transpired in the Season 2 finale, where she wakes up and she realizes that she's in the hospital, she's in the real world. And so the doctor's talking to her and telling her like, hey, you know, we found you, some hikers found you on the trail, you were unconscious, you know, you have a lot of cuts and bruises on your face as well. And so she's concerned, so they contact the police because they feel like there's something greater at play, like maybe she was attacked, you know, and they feel like she's kind of discombobulated and is not really making sense. And so she decides that she has to leave the hospital once the doctor does tell her that the police are on the way to try to get her statement. And so she makes it out of the hospital, and then she sees the little boy in white that pushed her out of the tower. And so she starts trying to follow him as she finds herself in an ice cream store. And then she touched this kid, and I was like, girl, you just can't be going out here just touching random kids. I'm surprised they didn't call the popo on you. But she realized that the boy disappears. And so as she's walking around the town trying to make sense of everything that has happened, you know, she finds these two girls. And let me tell you, the old girlfriend, she was a hater. Okay, the biggest haters are all haters. Like, ew, why are you letting her use your phone? Like, don't do that. It was like terrible acting though when she was like, are you gonna give it back? And then I was just like, Sharonda, just watch the show for what it is. We don't always get the best line delivery, but we gonna keep it moving. So she ends up letting her use her phone. Thank you for being a kind person. And you need to drop your little raggedy friend who didn't want you to pay it forward to somebody. But we see that Tabitha ends up calling her mom. You know, she just wants to hear a familiar voice to tell her that, you know, she's okay. The family's okay, that she's gonna find a way to get back to them. But she abruptly gets off the phone because she doesn't want her mom to call the cops or tell her where she is, you know, so they can kind of take her off of this new mission of trying to find a way back to her family so she can get them and everybody else back to the real world. And so we see that she ends up going to church. She's in the confessional, she's talking to the priest, like, people won't believe me if I told them what happened. And then as she's having this conversation that's back and forth with him, you know, she gets an idea. So she has the lunchbox that Victor gave her, that he packed all the snacks and stuff for her on her trip to the tower. And so she goes to Victor's house, and then she finds his father, and he sees the lunchbox, and he's like, where did you get that lunchbox? And that's when she knew that was his father. Now, I'm not gonna hold y'all, like, I thought that was his brother. I thought like he had a whole other sibling outside of the sister that, you know, we found out about in last season. But I was just like, is it just me, or did the daddy, like, Victor almost looked older than his daddy. So I was like, somebody had to make sense for me real quick. Maybe I'm just reading too much into stuff, but I was just like, is that your daddy? Is that your brother? Or are you his dad? Like, I'm just confused, okay? But, you know, let's go to Colony House, because, you know, Fatima's going through it, y'all. Okay, she found out she was pregnant last season. You know, Illa's the baby daddy. Woohoo, we so happy. You know, but the whole caveat was that she felt uneasy about the pregnancy because she was always told that she would not be able to conceive. So, you know, Donna was like, girl, you better take your miracle and your blessing and have your baby with your husband. And so we see that, you know, she's having a horrible case of morning sickness. My girl is on that toilet just fighting for her life, you know, throwing up constantly. And let me tell you something. The way I would have karate chopped Nikki in the throat, bang on the door again, Nikki, and see what's gonna happen. See what me and the baby got in store for you. Bang on the door one more time, ho, okay? Do it. I dare you. Do it again. All right? So, you know, Nikki was being a hater of all haters as well, talking about it's bad enough that you get double rations, you finna be using the bathroom like that too. And I was just like, just so nasty and so rude. I thought they were supposed to be nice at Colony House. So Elgin has been having issues with sleeping. You know, I would be having issues sleeping too if every time that I went to sleep, a terrible CGI monster that looks like it really belongs in A Nightmare Before Christmas, you know, was up here trying to kill me. She already almost drowned him to death in the dream before, and every time he goes to sleep, she keeps trying to come for him. So I don't know what the connection is going to be with that. Hopefully we do get some answers, but I'm excited to see how that whole storyline is going to play out. But you know, there's a bigger issue that's happening in the town. So as they're trying to harvest the fields at Carlini House, you know, if you notice over the couple of episodes in season 2, you know, Donna's been saying like, man, these plants, they just keep dying, and like, what's going on? Like, so the entire harvest is like rotten, like can't use anything. They have no more food. The soil is rotten, it's poison. Donna losing her mind, everybody losing their mind, so all chaos breaks loose. Okay, let me see, they got so mad they didn't went to Kenny Mama house and they didn't took her food. They took all the food. I said, I know you lying. How y'all gonna come up here and take all this food? But then again, like if someone tell me I'm already trapped in this town that I can't leave, monsters gonna get me if I try to go out at night, and then you tell me I ain't got no 3 meals coming to me for a day after y'all already been cutting our supply, I ain't gonna lie, I probably would storm Kenny Mama house too. So they're having a conversation, Ten-Chan, Boyd, and Donna, where they're basically like, okay, so what we finna do? Cause like ain't nobody got no food. Even if we went and got the food, we not gonna get all the food back that these hoes took. So like, Boyd, what's good? You always got the ideas, Boyd, so tell us what we finna do. He said, well, let's eat these damn animals. We got these animals back here, like, what's good? And so, you know, they were like, hey, we could like, you know, how long would it keep us? I think she said like maybe a month or a couple months, like the food could keep them, you know, good, but that's like at best. And so when they started talking about they finna eat that goat stew, okay? Ethan heard them. He was like, these hoes trying to eat my friend Alma. And I was like, Ethan, that's my friend Alma. We gotta eat. We gotta eat, Ethan. Ethan got so big too, y'all. So Ethan having a whole, like, these people trying to eat my friends. I've been talking to these people the whole time. How am I supposed to go tell my friends they finna eat your ass? How am I supposed to tell them that? You not friends no more, you the fool, okay? So Boy goes to have a conversation with him, and then, you know, he kind of helps him to understand what's going on. And then he was like, can you take Alma first? And he was like, why? And he was like, because I don't want her to see her friends die. And I was like, oh my goodness. Ethan be getting on my nerves though. We gonna get into how Ethan got on my nerves later in the episode, but like he be pulling at the heartstrings for me, okay? So I was like, I would have been like, Ethan, gladly, because I know this curry goat stew that I'm finna make finna slap, Ethan. Thank you, Alma. Finna like have a full belly, all right? So we saw that Randall, every time I see Randall, I just like, why did we leave him alive? Why didn't we just shoot him when he like tried to capture Donna and say that none of this stuff is real? Like every time I see him do something crazy, I just be like, why they didn't just kill Randall? And I'm so sorry, Lord, because I know I shouldn't be advocating for people's deaths. But if there was one person that needed it, it will be Randall, okay? So, yeah, he just bothers my spirit. Every time I see him, I just, eh. All right, but in the midst of all of this, Boyd keeps seeing Father Costry. And so he keeps talking to him. He's like, you know, how's everything going? He's like, fine. He was like, oh, I mean, really? Fine? Like, one of your townspeople tried to kill you. You guys have a food shortage. You have no more food. Hell about to break loose. People got possessed and they still don't even want to talk about it. And you say, fine. That's just very odd, okay? Odd choice of words, alrighty? So, we see that Jade is going through it. Jade then throwing stuff out the window. I think Jade has literally been under the influence of something every single episode since we first met him. Like, how my man still be having drugs and still be making all this little potato liquor or whatever he be doing, it's just really crazy to me. So Kenny and Boyd took him to the jail so he can kind of, you know, just sleep it off, okay? Because like, you're literally drunk all day every day. Like, how are you a genius and you just spend all your days just this drunk? But you know what, he messed up after he saw the little Agui kids in the tunnels in the cave. So I guess we just gonna let him ride out with this. But my man Ethan, who got a lot bigger, I was like, he all grown up now. Ethan said, hey, since my daddy ain't finna do nothing and my mama missing, I'm finna go get her myself. Now, one thing that bothers me the most out of From, okay, how they continuously lose Ethan at least every other episode since the first episode. Like, my man almost got killed because all y'all do is lose Ethan. Like, he runs away all the time. Y'all ain't made no little Agui tracker for him. Like, how y'all always be losing them? Julie's still going through it because she don't even want to talk about what the hell happened to her when she got possessed. And so, you know, Jim is like, you know, my son just tried to leave. Like, I need to go find my wife. And I'm just sitting here like, so if y'all already, your kids lost one parent, you gonna go on this crazy quest with Kenny, who wanted to volunteer himself, because clearly he's still going through it because Christy is, you know, getting her groove on with her fiance Mari, which they just never, it's just Mari came back and we just never followed up on the whole dynamic of that. But okay, maybe they'll get into it later this season. But, you know, Kenny just on his little suicide mission, and he decides that he's going to go with Jim to try to, you know, find Tabitha or whatnot. So Boyd is against this, obviously, but, you know, Kenny just tell him, like, baby, if you scared, I get it. You know, you went out there, the spiders was biting you and stuff. A man, like, cut you and then mixed his blood with you, and you had little worms crawling under your skin. I get it, boo. I get it that you're upset and you're scared, but I gotta do this, okay? He said, I gotta put me first. He didn't say that, but I'm just, you know. So they end up going into the forest, and, you know, Boyd kind of tells them like what they should be looking for. Now they find this weird looking voodoo skeletons, which would have been, for me, it's a no. I would have immediately turned around like, oh, that looks like voodoo skeletons. So I'm gonna go ahead and head back the other way, because it's just not, the math ain't mathing for me, okay? But Jim is like, hey, let's just stay here. Like, forget the tent, they have houses. And then Kenny done behind just agree with it, okay? So Jim finally get his ish together after they started hearing footsteps and stuff outside. Like, this is not what Tabitha would have wanted. She would have wanted someone to be there with the kids. And I'm like, thank you, because like the way that you're not getting Father of the Year award. So he said, hey, let's just go back in the morning, okay? So random thought I had, because Kenny was pointing the gun the whole time, where they be getting bullets from? Did I miss something? But how y'all still got bullets? Just a thought. I don't know. Just a thought. If y'all know and I missed something, let me know in the comment section. Because I'm just trying to figure out where they be finding the bullets for the guns. All right? All right. So that's really beside the point. It literally had nothing to do with this whatsoever. But it was just a random thought I had when I saw Kenny having the gun. But when we get into the biggest conflict of the episode. Okay. So Boyd is sitting there talking to Jay. You know, they having a little drinky drink. And all of a sudden he see a cow in the street. And he's like, hold on, is that a cow? And so we see the little milkman monster let all the animals out. So clearly they are trying to lure the people out of their houses. They're poisoning the field, so they have to find other ways to find food. And so now they're leaving the barns open to push them to the edge, okay? So my man let all the animals out of the barn. I said, I know this is not finna end well. So he sees it, he's trying to go get the animals. Then Kenny mama come out trying to help him get the damn animals. He tell her to go back inside. She said, no, I gotta help you carry this big ass cow back to the barn. You ain't finna do it by yourself. He was like, you right. So they're going, and then actually before that, because it's just too much. I'm getting choked up even thinking about it. Let me talk about raggedy ass Ethan, okay? So Ethan's sitting up here with Julie, okay? So Ty like, hey, sit y'all behinds at home while I go handle these like cows and goats and stuff. And then here Ethan go, Alma, I gotta go save Alma. And I was just like, I know you lying. All of this over Alma that you was finna eat anyway. Like, they finna eat Alma. Let her go, Ethan. Ethan done behind run out the house, right? Or he trying to run out the house. The monster, the little old lady monster standing outside like, I've been waiting on you, okay? I was waiting for you at the door. So she come in, Julie trying to close the door real quick. So now they running for their lives. The monster done got inside the damn house. Thank goodness Sarah, crazy behind it, came and found them and led them to safety. And the only time I'm going to say this, okay? So listen close. The one time that I felt like they shouldn't have killed Randall is because he let them in the bus and got them to safety, okay? So when Boyd and Ty-Jin, when they make it to the barn, baby, they was waiting for them inside the barn, planned the whole thing, staged the whole thing, okay? They said, oh boy, I heard you was out here talking smack. You said we couldn't break you? You said we couldn't break you, boy? Like, you really felt that way? Like, you was really feeling yourself, so you used to survive some little spider bites, and you survived some little worms crawling in your blood? You think because you took one of us out that we can't break you? Like, you know what? We can show you better than we can tell you. They didn't handcuff this man to the little pole in the barn. And then they start... Oh my God, they started tearing apart my girl to the chin. And she's speaking in Cantonese. I don't know what she's saying. And like, he was like, just open your eyes, just stare at me. Like, bitch, I'm supposed to stare at you. And they sit up here and clawing me, tearing me apart. No! So, my girl go. And I know this food finna taste nasty. Like, who gonna make the curry goat stew now that she go? Who gonna make the goat stew? Because I know it's finna be nasty. They don't know how to make no goat. They don't know how to cook no goat. So I don't know what's finna happen. But I will say, this is a fantastic season opener. I ain't gonna hold you. Sometimes I be feeling like with From, they be just taking a little bit too long to get to the point. But I would say this is probably the best opener I've seen out of From, outside of the pilot, because of course that's what got us hooked. But this is a damn good season opener. So like, if this is what we finna be like, we finna be like on level 1000 every single episode, I'm okay with this. But if we don't get our answers this season, like we're gonna really have to sit everybody down, and we're gonna have to have a come to Jesus intervention of some sort, because I need answers this season. All right, I truly do. But let me know in the comment section below, what did you think about the season 3 opener? Did you love it? Did you hate it? How are you feeling about From in general? Do you feel like we should be having more answers? Do you feel like more things should be happening in the episode? Let me know in the comment section below. But those are my thoughts on From season 3, episode 1. As always, my name is Sharana from payorwait. And if you like what you saw today, make sure you hit the like button, hit subscribe, share this video with your friends, and make sure you hit that notification bell. And I love you guys 3000. And until I see you again,